How's it going? It's really cold, so I'm wearing my chef pants, and unfortunately I lost too much weight, so I have to wear suspenders. It took me forever to find these. But anyway, that being said, I want to try something great. The origin of this is I was trying to think of soups. And so this is a mushroom wild rice soup recipe that I've kind of thrown together. Hopefully it'll turn out well. I think it will. The concept is pretty similar to some of the other soups I've made, so I'm usually not that far off. First thing I did, I got some wild rice that I cooked. So you take a cup of rice and you cook it in your rice cooker, follow the directions, whatever, and let it cool and sit. I always find when you're cooking rice, make sure you put enough butter or oil in it so it doesn't all clump and stick. I put about a tablespoon of butter in whenever I do that. And you know, rice needs salt. I know I don't salt a whole lot of things, but I always put a pinch of salt in because I don't use a lot of salt in anything else. So my 3 tablespoons of butter is just about close enough here. Don't want to get it too hot, but I got 8 ounces of mushrooms. Now you can use any kind of mushroom you want. I'm just gonna, I ran into the grocery store and got some regular white button mushrooms, and let's see how these are doing. And you know, I did a cooking class one time and I was trying to explain to everybody about not washing mushrooms and wiping them, and one of the students grabbed a bowl of water and soaked them. And I just shook my head because I know people get weird about dirt, but honestly, paper towel, they make mushroom brushes, I do have one. Whatever, chew your finger, who cares? So the mushrooms are going to absorb all this butter. We're going to get them all nice and sizzly and starting to cook down. Excuse me. Then I got a bunch of other stuff to add to it. So, really cold this morning here in Florida. I mean, it's like snowing out. Just kidding. Just kidding. Now, because this is the holidays, you could always chop up a little leftover turkey and put it in here for some protein. But I just wanted something nice and calm and easy. Something to have in the fridge. Now it's gonna roll. Rock and roll. The Love Boat. So I learned something from one of the other recipes I made not too long ago, and I was kind of like stumped. Why it works so well, and so I'm going to share it with you because I'm going to use it in that technique in this recipe. So I want to get these mushrooms just starting to, they're all coated and giving off a little liquid. Because we all learn techniques, right? So I'm going to put a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and the mushrooms are going to absorb them, and it really adds some nice flavor. So I'm going to get this stirred around so it's nice and evenly coating. And yeah, the whole idea is to get them nice and coated, and they're going to absorb the Worcestershire sauce. So they're pretty well single file because they've cooked down enough. So they're single layer, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to let them cook a little more, evaporate a little more. Wild rice is kind of interesting. You could use white rice if you prefer. I just want to try something different. I'm not a big... You know, to me, the only wild rice I know is Uncle Ben's. And their flavor packet, which is like sodium. But this is real, authentic, like cool, organic, like hippie wild rice. I think on the package it said, like, make sure you pick the bugs out if you're truly, you know, vegetarian. Just kidding. Amazing how mushrooms just like have all this like water on. I mean, I just like slaves me. But it's cooking down nice. And like I said, you could use like baby bellas would be good in this. I might do that next time. I do like regular cream mushroom soup that I make. It's like homemade, just will blow your socks off. I'll link that recipe to this so you can see how it all comes together. It's really simple. Alright, so we got this pretty well cooked down. So I got a cup of carrot, a cup of onion, and a cup of celery in here. Just want to let this get soft. Probably the only trick about this soup is you want to have the wild rice in here long enough to kind of absorb and do a flavor exchange thing. Hope I didn't turn it down too far. I just want to get a little happy out of these veggies. This is the part that's going to really make you laugh. So, I literally just have a couple cloves of garlic. You know me, and I usually have like this thing just mounded, but I don't want the garlic to overpower. So I actually had to control myself. Once again, we just want everything to get nice and start to soften. I want to get that garlic to start to Oh yeah, I can already smell it. Everybody's happy. This is just a darn good base. Now while that's all thinking, I need, and you know, I love these spices, but I never can figure out my teaspoon. Oh, it does on this. So I want a teaspoon of thyme. I want a teaspoon of sage. Should have done this beforehand, right? This thing's full. It's brand new. I need a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Woo! See the pattern here? It's like a cup of the onions and carrots and celery, and a teaspoon, teaspoon, teaspoon. And we want about a teaspoon fresh ground black pepper. Alright, now I gotta stir that in. Ooh. That changed the complexity of this. It smells so good. Wow. Ooh, yeah. I'm really happy about this. Bit. Everything's getting pretty cooked. That's just what I want to do. Now you got to hear me carefully, because I'm a quarter cup of flour guy, and this recipe I need a little more, so we're a third of a cup. Sprinkle on top here. Let's just get it worked in. Sure. My glasses keep steaming every time I look in here. So I just want to make sure it's coating everything real well. Yeah, this is going to be a winner. Great for this cold weather snap we're in. It's like 20 degrees colder right now than it was yesterday, which is a pretty big swing here. Alright, so what do I need? How about 6 cups of chicken broth? Well, I poured 2 cups off for another recipe. So let's put this 2 cups in. I know there's a lot of thickening agents, so I'm going to go ahead and put that 2 cups in. We'll be a little more careful on the next round. So this is where you really want to kind of work it around, make sure that the flour is all dissolving or mixing. Get some good bubbling action here. scraping the bottom. That's why this spatula is really perfect for this. Sport grates are warped from all my use. I actually like this old stove and had it for a long time. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Very interesting. All right, let's move on. I want to do like cup and a half at a time. Wait for the bubbles. Toil and trouble. People always ask me, what style cooking do you use? I don't know, it's my style. You know, anything from really spicy to, you know, New England blend, as I call it. Doesn't mean it doesn't have flavor, but you know, it's kind of the food I grew up on. In fact, I have to remember, I had to take my meatloaf recipe to work for an employee. Oh, it's thickening up nice. This is beautiful. Some little bubbles. Do I see them? If I had my magic mirror, I see Tommy. I see. Most of you will remember that. Come on. Some million up there. Yeah, you know, it's funny. This is like the perfect one of those utensils that I use all the time. I love it. I guess one of these days I need to find a new one. Everybody's happy here. Do you remember back when Campbell's Soup, before they just started calling themselves Campbell's, they always had cream mushroom, but they had gold mushroom soup. I never figured out what that was, but my mom used it for something. I think you could like use it for some chicken dinner recipe or something. Let's get those little bubbles back. Come on, bubbles. There they are. Because of the rice, I don't want to make this too thick. So remember, each step we just need to make sure everything's a little bubbly, gets nice and creamy. We're getting close here. So I'm probably doing about a cup at a time. I'm not a huge fan of soups that taste like they're all roux. Like just put a whole bunch of flour in and fake it. If you can put it on your spoon and it heaps up, you know it's not great, okay? Really does smell good. I'm really pretty impressed with this. I wasn't sure at first, but I think this is going to be one of them winner chicken dinner. Even though there's no chicken in it. But oh yeah. And you know, soups are meant to kind of like simmer. To me there's no such thing as throwing soup together and having it taste great. In fact, to me it's like stew. You cool it down, put it in the fridge. When you get it out for dinner that night or the next day, all those flavors will come together. And oh, this would be like a perfect soup to have with something real basic because there's a lot of flavor in here. So you could just do like a, you know, turkey sandwich maybe on rye bread. Nice slices of onion and onion and beefsteak tomato. I love beefsteak tomatoes on my sandwiches. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Alright, let's put this whole thing to rest now. Alright, so that was on the heavy side. That's probably a cup and a half. We'll get it cooked down. Oops. So now we just need to get them little bubbles showing up again. I have to rest my spoon or my whatever, my spatula, because it's gonna like fall apart. You know, the wood. I don't know how it holds together in all that heat, but it does. Still really enjoying the smell of this. I mean, I could just like take a towel and tent my head. It's really good, really good. Simple flavors. Yeah, funny story is that I never used smoked paprika, and my sister came to visit. She's a good cook, and she wanted to give me a housewarming gift, so she went to the grocery store and got me a jar of smoked paprika. I'm like, what the hell do you use this for? And so, you know, we talked about it, and I really appreciate it now. You know, it's got so much flavor where your regular paprika to me is really more for color than flavor. Or to kind of sprinkle on top for prettiness, for presentation. Alright. Good texture. Alright, so what do we got to do now? Well, wild rice. Gotta make room. I've got a mess back there. We'll get this rice to, yeah, looks pretty good. So this is where I want to make sure the rice kind of finishes off and gets mixed in real well. Perfect. Get it back to temperature because I cooked it an hour ago. This just looks really nice. And all the flavors are going to get infused into that rice. Really add to it, man. So, you can. I use a rice cooker, and I kind of shut it off early. The rice was blooming, you know, but I knew it was going to cook in the soup for a while, especially because I'm going to reheat it for dinner. But at this stage I just want to give it a few minutes. It's really kind of going crazy in here. Everything's heated through. And it's going to really add really a lot of depth to this. So how do we finish this off? What's the next step? Well, I wanted this to be more of a cream soup. I've got this perfect thickness to me because, like I said, I don't want gravy consistency. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh yeah. Everything's really cooking up nice. Stirring like a madman here. This is going to make a big old pot. This is going to last me all week. And it's just like so velvety. You know, when you do it right with your roux, you should be able to take your finger, just even though it's really really hot, just feel kind of that texture, and when you taste it, which I'm not going to do because it's really really hot. So what do we got to do? I need like 1 to 2 cups of milk, whole milk, don't cheat. I'm going to turn it down, this sucker's really going to town. Oh, yeah. What the heck? I just want to get that tempered, bring it up to temperature. And this is a case where, like making chili, I would probably turn down the heat and just let it keep going for a while. Oh yeah, beautiful. And you know, it's funny, so the milk kind of really lightened up the color. It was looking kind of mad. A lot of color in there from the paprika. But now it just has a nice earthy mushroom soup color to it. amazing. Let's get those little bubbles going. Just starting to see them again. I'm not sure where to begin. This looks so good. Little bubbles, tiny bubbles, lots of mushrooms, garlic. I love carrots in soup too. That really excites me. You don't know, because that sweetness. Everything's really hot right now, so let me dish some up so you can at least see it. Yep. Lost track here. Now that is a beautiful, beautiful soup. Got all that flavor, all that richness. You could have used half and half if you wanted to. There's not a whole lot of difference between whole milk. I keep half and half in the fridge lots of times because the shelf life is so much longer. I mean, by half and half, that's good for 3 months. But I was at the store, so I was like, well, let me do the old whole milk thing, and kind of glad I did, because it kept the consistency really nice. Really nice. Anyway, this is a recipe you need to try. It's really good, and please keep watching my videos. Please keep subscribing and enjoy it, and I'll bring you more good recipes. I'll see you soon. Have a great day.